This is deep thinking from the shallow end of the pool, and what cause and effect look like in an elementary school with Common Core, state standards, and all of that groovy stuff. Cause and effect, according to the Common Core, cause and effect is an analysis of the how and why individuals, events, or ideas develop over the time or a text or a piece of information. Effect with an E is usually a noun, and effect is usually... If you're an adult watching this, then you probably think cause and effect is just a simple chain of events. You know, first this, then that, then wham. But you think that because you're an adult, and you probably forgot all of the little tiny pieces of learning that caused you to be an effective adult. If you're a kid looking at this, then you're probably thinking cause and effect is easy. First 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easy. It just happened in a chain of events. And that's not wrong. But thinking that is a bit like thinking that you mastered math once you figured out how to do addition. It's way more complicated than that. So in math, first you learn simple addition. And then you learn 2-digit addition, and then 3-digit, and then you learn how to do fractions, and then you learn how to do the algebra stuff where they add numbers, and then you start to add other symbols and little parentheses, and they stop even adding the. But in both addition and in cause and effect, ideas start small, and then they get easy, and they just keep growing and becoming more complex and more important. Cause and effect happens over the course of time. And other stuff is also happening over that same course of that same time. In every story you look at, not in the time and not in stories, is there little call-outs that say cool little things like, psst, hey, if you're reading this particular book, pay attention to this part, oh, and that part too, because it'll come back, and oh, the author's going to use that in the next book, so remember it. Those things don't happen. If in addition to all of those little complications, you happen to be in a place in your life where all you really think about is the here and now, say, for example, someone who's at the developmental level of between the ages of 6 and 18, then you are in for a more serious challenge. Because we just bumped you up a gaming level without giving you any more life points. It's doable, but it's a challenge. Cause and effect could be something simple and obvious, like the big bad wolf attacks the 3 little pigs and that causes them to run away like a bunch of little pigs. Or it can be kind of hidden and sneak up on you, like that Anna chick in Frozen. Why does she fall in love with the loser prince dude right away? Is it because of the effect that she had from feeling lonely and unloved as a little girl? I'm thinking so. Cause and effect also has some very handy real-world tools. For example, it is handy to know that there is a cause and effect relationship between peanuts and people. Because for some people, eating or even being close to peanuts causes them to swell up like Aunt Marge in Harry Potter and stop breathing. Or knowing that watching his favorite team win a football game could cause your dad to be happy for the next couple hours. And him being happy for another couple hours may affect when you want to ask him to buy you some more songs on iTunes. Just knowing that people do stuff for a reason, even if they don't know what the reason in themselves or be able to explain it, I guarantee you there's a reason for the way people act the way they do. But here are some mentor texts, some other books that have great examples of different kinds or variations on the theme of cause and effect. So look through them, listen to them, read them, talk about them, and see what you think. Tale of Despero. This is a story about a mouse, some soup, and a bit of thread, and the amazingly brilliant ability of the author to weave seemingly unrelated events to show how they cause the tragic loss of soup in the castle door. Frendel. Andrew Clements lays this story out over time with layers of humor and empathy and questions becoming about whether Nick was the cause or was he the effect, or can a person be both? How to Steal a Dog is a great book. And any how-to book is good about cause and effect. In this one, Georgina figures that the best way to help her family out of a difficult situation is to steal a dog and wait for someone to post a reward. This is also a great example of how quick and simple plans become complicated and complex. Oh, Watsons Go to Birmingham. Curtis always does a great job of asking his readers to look from more than one point of view. In the Watsons Go to Birmingham 1963, he shows us how our perspectives can change what we think and how we think because of what's happening around us. 39 clues. There's nothing too complex in this story here, unless you're Dan and Amy, who are trying to dig back through history and go across the globe to try and figure out what has the effects that have caused their family to be destroyed and their lives to be threatened. There are layers of cause and effect in this series, and each of the authors has a great take on spinning the stories in just a little bit of a different way. Maniac McGee is an awesome story. And it takes long strings and jump ropes and shoelaces and chains of events and ties them all together to show you how many different things come together to cause one thing to happen. There are great picture books too that will get your class to talk about cause and effects. Now, older kids will tell you that they're too old, and they are, if what you're asking them to do is read them. But they are never too old to examine a book for good ideas, and the author uses them to tell great stories. First one is Creepy Carrot. I love this story because cause and effect are there in different levels and layers, and the chain of events with a great little twist, cause, at the end. The Curious Garden is a great story with awesome pictures that really is all about the effect of one single effort over the course of time. It seems like there are great picture books that also get your class talking about cause and effect. Now, older kids will tell you that they're too old, and they are if what you're asking them to do is read them. But they're never too old if what you're asking them to do is examine what the author did and steal their good ideas. Creepy Carrots is an awesome book, and I love it for cause and effect because there are different levels and layers in the chain of events. And there's a great twist in what you thought was the cause at the end. The Curious Garden is a great story with awesome pictures that really is all about the effect of one single effort over the course of time. Jumanji seems like it's the antithesis of the last book, The Curious Garden, and in some ways it is. But I'll say the exact same thing. Jumanji is a great story with awesome pictures that is really all about the effect of one single effort over the course of time. Kind of cool. Now, A Bad Case of Stripes is the favorite book of at least 3 teachers that you know, I guarantee it. But in this case, Stripes is also a good way to look at how an author can hide a cause in plain sight and then swing back around to slap you upside the head with it at the end. Alright, in conclusion, just a quick rundown. Cause and effect plays a part of every story, both real and imagined, fiction and nonfiction. It can happen in complex and hidden ways, and full of parts, in pieces that we don't understand. The biggest thing to work off of is that cause and effect happens over the course of time. Something from the beginning of the story may show up as a cause not until the end of the story. I don't have any evidence to prove this yet. I will go out on a limb right now, right here, behind this piece of paper, and say that there is a direct correlation between how well you understand cause and effect and how successful you are able to become. Alright, I'm Brian Clary. That's it, at least for now. If this video was at least a little bit helpful, let me know. And if not so much, you should probably let me know that too. Thanks for listening. That's cause and effect. It's all over the place, and it's something that you should probably pay attention to. I'm Brian Clary, and if you liked this, let me know in the comments, and I'll make more. And if you didn't, don't let me know, and I won't make more. Thanks.